we're back with another video. I know it's been a very long time since I've posted anything here on the channel, but just took a huge break. You know, YouTube burnout is definitely a real thing. It doesn't get talked about by too many people, but is definitely a reality. Yeah, I just haven't uploaded any content, and I just haven't given a shit about making it. I had no passion to do it, but obviously I'm bringing another video to you guys, so there is a little bit in the tank, and want to just kind of nerd out with a couple guitars that they've been with my guitar tech for, I want to say 5 or 6 months. They were just kind of left at the shop, and I just wasn't in any kind of hurry to get them back. Just kind of taking some time off just to kind of recover from bodybuilding show I did and just all the BS that went on with that, and yada yada yada. Just life just kind of happened or whatever. Just a bunch of bullshit on my mind, and I just wasn't ready to pick them back up yet, but I have them with me. And one of these models, I have it for sale, so I don't really want to, I got to be very, very careful the way that I handle it and everything. But before she gets out of my life, I can definitely share it in the video so you guys can see, and I can just kind of go over, I'll just nerd out with you guys about what my guitar tech took care of on these guitars, and just talk about them. So this is 2 BC Rich models. The first one I'm going to show you guys, these are like more of my more recent, like up-to-date purchases that I made, so within like the past year and a half. So this one right here, I used to own this guitar back in 2006. This isn't that exact model, but it's very, very much very similar as far as specs go and everything like that. So this one is this one's a 2001. This is a 2001 BC Rich USA Warlock 7-string. This one has EMG. I think this is a dual set of EMG 707 pickups. Yeah, it's been a while since since I got this back. It's like when I first get them, I know everything about them, and then I kind of remember what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, this thing, when BC Rich was doing these, you got a pretty cheapo licensed Floyd, and I don't beat on my Floyd Roses, or if I'm doing any kind of solo work or anything where I'm involved in the whammy bar or anything, I'll just grab another guitar and just kind of play accordingly to what I'm writing if it calls for a solo, like if I want one. So I usually primarily just keep these black. This one is blacked. And I think the strings we had to go on this one, because I remember when I got it, I was trying to set it up myself, and I noticed the truss rod was very, very stiff. Like it didn't feel like it wanted to turn. And I didn't want to try to be a hero and try to do something stupid and then there's no turning back. So I left it alone and just let my guitar tech handle it. And he said the same thing. He's like, yeah, the thing just doesn't want to turn. It's completely cranked all the way in. So what he had to do rather, actually I have the paperwork right here. So let me, yeah, I love you too, buddy. So what we had to do on this one, there was quite a bit of work that had to go into this guitar. Shim the locking nut, filled and smooth fret ends, fret level. Yeah, I remember some of the frets were, they weren't sitting on here properly. So yeah, he went ahead and addressed that. Flush electronics. Actually, I'm having another problem with the electronics now that I'm reading this. It was cutting in and out when I just tried to plug it in the other day. So it's been a long time since I plugged these guitars in. Oil the fretboard, you know, the basic shit when it comes to that when you get it set up. Adjust the neck, snug up tuners, and jack fix neck pickup. So that's probably just leveling out where the pickup height and everything. Balance the pickups, block the trim. Let's see. Then we got set action and intonation. So yeah, things like that. But what we actually had to do when I talked to him on the phone about everything before I gave him the go ahead is we were looking for a string gauge, since I can't do much with the neck anymore as far as, you know, like the truss rod's not moving and shit like that. And whatever would ended up costing a fortune to get this thing, you know, maybe get a new truss rod or something. I don't even know if we would have been able to do that, but we basically, his suggestion, and I just went ahead with it, is just got a lighter set of strings, because the thing still had a, you know, significant forward bow in it, and to kind of get it out and get it a little more as level and straight as we could get it, just went with a lighter string gauge, but one that was not going to be too light to where it was like playing on rubber bands. Because, yeah, if you guys have come to this channel, you see that I pick really freaking hard. Like, I beat the shit out of my strings. That's how I learn. That's how I love to play anyway. So, very recognizable, I might add. I think the top string, my 7th string, is a 55 gauge or 56, somewhere around there. So if I remember, I don't even think he wrote down the string gauge on here. I believe he did not. That's actually a bummer. Actually, let me see something here. Maybe he put it, I haven't really checked too much in here. Ah, that came down on my fucking hand, you dickhead. Prick. Let's see here. Okay, here's what we did. So we got a set of 9. We just took a 6-string set and did this. This is 9 to 46, and then the top string, oh, it's a 54. Okay. So yeah, we had to go kind of light on there, but it doesn't feel slinky when I play. It actually feels just right. It feels perfect. But yeah, so long story short, you guys ever heard me tell this story? I'll just briefly talk about it. So in 2006, I found this guitar at Motor City Guitar out in Waterford. If you guys are familiar with that area in Michigan, one of the most phenomenal guitar stores. That's where I found this guitar the first time back in 2006 after me and my buddy were just bashing how ugly a Warlock is because I never really cared for the body shape and everything until that day when I saw this guitar behind the counter listed with the hard shell case in immaculate shape for $1,000. That's just like unheard of. And when I plugged it in, that was actually the first BC Rich I ever plugged in, and I fell in love. I was a huge like Jackson fanboy, some of the Ibanez stuff back then, but mostly like I would never play anything other than like the early 90s kind of Jackson models, this and that. And that when I plugged in the USA Warlock, it just totally blew me away, and I ended up going home with that guitar. Whatever it took to get it, I got it. So yeah, left that store with that guitar, and I rocked it for, I don't want to say maybe, I think I had it for about maybe close to a year, and then got slow with work. Bills come up, you know, when you get older, and they never go away. And sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So unfortunately, I parted ways with that guitar. And at the time too, that was one of the, if it wasn't the first 7-string Warlock that Bernie Rico Junior and Senior, because I remember briefly talking to Marty, the owner. It's a very interesting story about how that guitar was built to the customer who ordered it, because they placed the order in the store and everything. And that was one of the first, if not the first, Warlock 7 that BC Rich did. That one was built in 1999, I believe. So yeah, this one's 2 years past that time, but this thing plays and sounds just as I remember the other one, and I freaking love it. I love it to pieces. But yeah, so briefly on that story. So let me get out the last one, and for most of you guys, that's gonna be the best for last. Oh, by the way, yeah. So the other one did have these. I think they called them. They were doing. It was like an experiment when they were making these. They were called the speed holes or something like that. They were supposed to balance out the low B string from it getting too muddy. Apparently, I don't know if it ever really did anything. Maybe it was just like all bro science, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But love that guitar. Let me put it away and I'll show you guys the next one. The one that is for sale. And again, I got to be very careful the way that I handle this. Because first of all, this guitar is like damn near close to showroom condition. And actually, if you were to take a light buffing job to it, it would take the very, very fine surface scratches that are just in a couple locations on this guitar. And this thing would just be showroom ready if you ever wanted to present it. Oh man, this thing is really cool, but I just, unfortunately, those of you guys play enough guitars, time goes by, you know, like you usually know within the first few minutes if you jive and gel with the guitar or not. And I want to love this guitar so much because it's so badass, but it's just not for me. So, fortunately for somebody else, when they acquire it, they'll be happy, a lot happier than I am with it. It's just not my jam. These kind of guitars right here, the Beast especially, my jam, totally my jam. But this guy, the one I'm talking about, is the BC Rich Ironbird. This is a 86 NJ Series model, and besides the pickup upgrade that was done to it and an upgraded nut, I got the original nut. I got the original pickups for this, but yeah, with the exception of the upgraded pickups, the nut, and there was one other thing that was, I think, updated or upgraded on this sucker. I can't quite put my finger on it right now, but other than that, oh yeah, so the spearhead inlays that I put on here that are just covering the original factory dots inlay markers. So yeah, the rest of the guitar is all original. Not a dent, scratch, imperfection whatsoever on this entire guitar. I mean, like I said, it's like showroom quality. Just keep it clean and keep it as a case queen. It's pretty much going to stay the same way. But I don't want to just keep it around for it just to sit in the case all the time and not get played. And then especially when I can't jive with the guitar like somebody else maybe will. Yeah, it's just not for me. But I mean, other than that, this thing is just freaking cool as shit looking. I love it. And I originally didn't really care for this body shape until I saw one in person. I actually, Justin Payne, the former guitar player for Unmerciful, at their show back in, I think it was 2021 or 2022 when they came around to my area on tour. He brought me backstage and I got to play his. And yeah, I ended up like loving it, just the way, like, this is a really good metal profile neck for shredding and stuff. So it's definitely a very comfortable neck for playing metal. Just this one in particular, it's not giving me the sound that I want, and it's pretty sad because this thing really is badass. But yeah, I don't want to do anything more with it other than just very, very briefly show you guys, set it back in the case, wipe it, because this is going to go into somebody else's hands. Oh yeah, and I got the price list right here. Let me show you guys just to kind of share it. So at the time, this says bolt-on models, NJ Series Ironbird, $4.99. This was back in around '86 when this one came out. It's a Korean-made one too, by the way. So this is just cool memorabilia to have. And as far as what I had done on this one, set up, shim the neck because it was like Mount Everest freaking action, and I couldn't get it any lower with the way the rollers, the saddle pieces were. So this was another one where I just gave it to my guitar tech and just, it takes the headache away. So yeah, I gave him all my problems so he could take care of them. So complete fret level in, recrown, adjust the neck, slightly clean and oil the board, snug up tuners, balance pickups, reset action, intonation, flush dirty pots, shim the neck. So that was all the work that he put into it. And Scott over at Motor City, who handles everybody's stuff, he's like one of the best guitar techs and that I've ever had work on my stuff. Just some of the best setups, and somebody who's very, very meticulous with how he does his work for people, make sure everybody is 100% satisfied. Scott's the man. He freaking takes care of everything, and it always comes out perfect. So other than that, that's going to do it for this video. I can't tell you guys when another one's going to come out because it's just kind of sporadic right now, as you guys have seen. So it's just like occasionally I'll upload something when I'm feeling inspired, I guess, for lack of a better term. But yeah, just as things roll off, I'll just keep uploading when they become available, and you guys will see it. And if you guys like the video, make sure you give me one of those. I always appreciate every one of you guys. Take care. Have a good one.